Every empire swears its money is unbreakable. Every government promises its currency will last forever. And every time, history proves those promises empty. From ancient Rome to revolutionary France, from the Confederacy to modern Lebanon, people have opened their bank accounts to discover a nightmare, their savings erased, their salaries worthless, their future stolen by a system they trusted. Collapse rarely surprises history. Collapse is history. The real question isn't, will financial systems fail? But how do you survive when they do? We stare at bank balances, printed bills, and digital dollars as if they were carved in stone. But money is not stone. Money is trust. And trust disappears faster than ink can dry. That's why history matters. Every financial disaster leaves clues, patterns, and warnings. And the people who walked away with their wealth weren't the ones who trusted blindly. They were the ones who saw the cracks early, the gold. That built an empire, and the mistake that destroyed it, the Byzantine Empire, outlived Rome by 1,000 years. Its secret weapon wasn't swords or walls, it was a coin, the gold solidus, so pure, so trusted, that merchants from Baghdad to Venice accepted it without hesitation. For centuries it was the dollar of the medieval world, and yet even Byzantium repeated Rome's oldest mistake. Instead of protecting the solidus, emperors diluted it, shaving the gold, mixing in cheaper metals, quietly turning hard money into soft fiction. At first no one noticed. Then the world did. Trust snapped, and a currency that had held up global trade became worthless. Who survived? Not citizens holding imperial promises, but those with real gold, real land, real value. Lesson number 1. Governments always find ways to debase their money. Wealth always runs to things they can't counterfeit. When plague turned the poor into landowners fast forward to the 1300s, the Black Death erased half of Europe, cities emptied, trade collapsed, civilization cracked. But economically, something strange happened. With workers dead, labor became scarce and valuable. Survivors demanded higher wages. Land and food, once expensive, became cheap for anyone who still had silver in their pocket. Homes abandoned, farms unclaimed, a buyer's paradise in the ruins of a nightmare. And if that feels familiar, it should. During COVID, supply chains broke. Governments printed trillions. And while ordinary people struggled to pay rent, those with liquidity bought homes, stocks, land, assets that inflated while wages fell behind. Lesson number 2. Crises transfer wealth from those who have nothing to those who have something left. Too big to fail, until they do. In the 1340s, Florence was the Wall Street of Europe. The Bardi and Peruzzi banks were giants. Kings trusted them, everyone trusted them. Then King Edward III of England defaulted on his loans. In one moment, Florence's banking empire evaporated. Depositors lost everything. The city crashed. Too big to fail died 700 years ago. And it was a lie then, just as it was in 2008 and in Lebanon in 2019. Lesson number 3. Institutions don't protect you. They protect themselves, until the day they can't. The Civil War. When money died on American soil. Americans rarely learn this in school. The Union printed greenbacks. The Confederacy printed graybacks. Both flooded the economy with paper that wasn't backed by gold. By the war's end, Confederate money was worthless. Salaries evaporated, families carried bags of bills that couldn't buy bread. But gold still had value. Food still had value. Land still had value. Lesson number 4. A flag on the bill doesn't make it money. Only trust does. France. When revolution devoured its own currency. In the 1790s, France issued the assignat, a revolutionary currency backed by confiscated church lands. Then the government printed more, and more, and more, until bread sellers refused paper at all. They wanted silver, or food, or nothing. The currency died before the revolution finished. Lesson number 5. When trust breaks, money doesn't fall slowly. It vanishes. Asia's wake-up call, 1997. Thailand thought its currency pegged to the dollar was unbreakable. It wasn't. When the baht collapsed, the shock spread across Southeast Asia. Indonesia, Malaysia, South Korea, currencies crashed, businesses failed, unemployment exploded. Who survived? Not ordinary savers, not local banks, but those with dollars abroad, those with assets outside the collapsing system. Lesson number 6. Debt owed in someone else's currency is a financial death sentence. Lebanon. The collapse you weren't supposed to see. Between 2019 and 2021, Lebanese banks simply shut their doors. People woke up to find their money frozen. The currency lost 90% of its value. Doctors, engineers, retirees, everyone who trusted the system was wiped out. The people who survived? Those who had assets outside the banks or outside the counter.